Alright guys, ICC Cal Fitz back here, and it's going to be on Circuit Breaker spawning in the bottom left. It will be our Brown Terran Lightning competing for Team Ace, who's right now 0-3 right here. So in order for them to tie in the series, they're going to have to win the next 3 games. So spawning in our top left, we have the White Terran krystaljjiang. I'm going to call him just Crystal because I can. But, yeah, the map is Circuit Breaker, so it is pretty ginormous map. I mean, look at this rush distance here. That is pretty gosh darn long. And, so, it is even TVT, so we're probably going to be seeing a pretty long game on our hands here, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but that means I'm probably going to have to lose my voice, which means I have to open up Coke can number 2 of 3, because I am, running out of my voice, and, I need some liquids. Yeah, you can make a lot of jokes from that, but beside the point. We'll be seeing a standard schmancy supply depot going down. So, yeah. So, you know, while this stuff is going underway. Oh, actually, I should talk about in-game stuff before I start even ranting with some. Lightning for APM wise is averaging 132 and maxing at 182. And our White Protoss Crystal is averaging 111, maxing at 228. So we're going to be seeing around the same, around-ish APM. I think Lightning might have a little bit of an edge for the APM just because 20 APM, when it's this remotely low, sometimes it does play a bit of a role. But that's not to say Crystal can't win. I'm just saying he might have a little bit of an edge. I mean, like, you can tell, like, the difference between an APM, like, when there's a big drastic difference. I mean, if you go back to game number 2 between Demolition Boy and IU, SJ's IU, you can see a huge difference. Like, there's, like, a solid, like, gap of time between both players. And, you know, Demolition Boy knew what he was doing, but I just think if you want to see an extreme case, something being super delayed, go watch that cast, that VOD, because you do see a pretty big difference there. And it looks like what's his name? Crystal's going to be scouting the wrong area, so it looks like he's going to be scouting the location of Lightning the last, and it looks like Lightning's going to get a good read on this. However, this may tell him that he's probably in bottom left, but we'll have to see if he's going to be able to use those 1 and 1 together to figure out what that means. So, he's going for a super early factory. Will we be seeing the same build, or will we be seeing a fast sprint? Nope, there goes down the factory, so, you know, Crystal's a little bit of ahead, but, you know, that's nothing out of the ordinary. I mean, when we compare that, so his factory's a little bit delayed, but, you know, the long run second play such a big difference. And it looks like he can't put 1 and 1 together, and he's going to be scouting in the bottom right. So he'll get the latest scan, the latest read on his opponent, but he should be happy though, because he's probably gonna be playing in the dark anyway, and he's probably anticipating the normal. You know, it can either be into a 1 factory fast expand or a 2 factory fast expand. So it depends on what the Terran wants to do. It looks like we're going to be seeing 1 factory out of both players right here for fast expand. It looks like oh no, it looks like he's just lifting that off. Maybe not. I could be wrong about that. However, it looks like he's saving up for a command center. It looks like it's same for I can't say the same for Crystal, but it's probably just because he's building more and also getting with machine shop. So getting a factory. It looks like he might be doing an early-ish push or just trying to secure his but he's going to be putting a risky command center on the low ground. But he will be seeing that. He will be like, okay, I like this. I can either go. Crystal has a couple options here. Since he's seen this fast expand, he can be either A, I'm gonna go expand as well, or that's exactly what he's gonna do. Or he could have gone, or it could be like, okay, I'm gonna try to end this game right now by producing a bunch of units, like what we saw in similar to game number 3. I think it's 3. Yeah, 3. Lightning versus IU, where IU was like, okay, I saw an expand, which is good. Now I can either go try to out-macro him, which is a possibility against Terran. That's a very liable and both the barracks go fly right at each other. That's a valid strategy. Or you could have gone a situation where he was like, okay, I'm gonna go put down 8 more, or like a couple more gateways now and break the opponent. Or you can also look at the Demolition Boy versus IU as well. IU likes to do this kind of aggression style, I guess I would say. But gonna be pushing down here with a couple vultures. What we get is just only a marine kill. But you know, I don't think it's gonna be doing too much. Does he have spider mines up and operational yet? No, he is getting speed before that. It looks like. So I'm interested. I'm wondering if that's standard. Yeah, probably is standard. I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know what the difference between it would be. I think it's just so they can run around each other better. But I think just because I play more of a defensive Terran, I'd probably be more suited to go for more of the Spider-Man. But either way, you're gonna get it anyway, so it's not like it's a huge deal. But you know. Also, if you're wondering what the barracks are there for, it's just to get some scouting information because they don't want to get wraiths or whatever. They want to get their effective. So he will be getting an armory up there. Does Crystal have his own armory? I don't think he does. No, he doesn't. So he might have an upgrade advantage here. Gonna be going up with a couple vultures here, but will he have enough? It doesn't look like he will. I didn't even lose a single one though. And as long as he can kind of repair that, he should be fine. And Crystal is kind of camping outside the base right now. I think he's just trying to get that map control for right now, just to figure what he can do right here. Both players are going pretty much the same thing, but he's getting an upgrade advantage here. It's probably because he was able to get his expand up a little faster, so he's gonna feel like he can get that done. Now he's playing on another factory though, so he's gonna have more units while he's gonna have. No, I take that back. I don't think he's just getting an armory. Yeah, that probably should be an armory, right? Yeah, that's an armory. So he may have just forgotten his armory altogether. Oh, his starport. So maybe early. He might be getting. Oh, it looks like an engagement's happening over here. I completely missed that. What's going on? Crystal's doing some significant damage here, but it looks like he's gonna be able to pretty much lose everything right here. And it looks like it's gonna get pushed back. So it's gonna break this contain now. With Lightning is going to be able to get some map control going on here and maybe potentially put the contain on Crystal. But will he have his tank numbers up yet? Not yet. Putting on 2 more factories. 5 factories for Lightning. 3 factories plus starport for Crystal. So Crystal might be going. I might anticipate Cloaked Wraith just because he might not be expecting it. He didn't do damage that he wanted to do. He wants to make sure he doesn't macro up too hard. And since Wraith don't even do that much damage just together, just overall, because I think they do like 8 damage per shot. He might lose this tank though if he's not careful. It might have just been rallied down. I'm not sure if this is a smart move at all. I don't know what's with. Okay, phew. If he loses that tank, that might not be too good. Also getting good map control or map vision as but look at like the map vision, and like if you look at the minimap, this map is so huge. I mean, like that's like a tiny insignificant speck. Units could still get by here, so you really need like 2 of them just to get like the proper map vision. But yeah, that's going down. But I totally forgot what I was. So yeah. So we'll be seeing Wraith. Yes, we will be. Might even be going for Cloak. Or I don't know why he really needed a control tower because you don't really need that. But he might be wanting to go Cloak if he wants. But the Wraith itself is going to be expensive just because he wanted to go. Now he's behind in factory production, and he kind of wants to do damage. He wants to guarantee damage with this Wraith. So what this is going to have to do is going to have to hopefully force an overreaction by Lightning to, I believe he already has an eBay down. So he should already have an eBay down. And this should, if he's not, I believe, this is just only speculation because I don't see a lot of TVTs in general, but what that should do is hopefully make an overreaction for him to put down turrets, which means he's not producing units, and then he can take that time to try to do some damage. But again, that's only speculation. It really depends on what that Wraith is destined to do. Looks like he's going to be trying to take a risky 4th over here. I'm not sure if that's a smart move, but there will be a Spider-Man to detect that or see that he will be placing down that base down. But there is a pretty big force of Lightning over there, doing some pretty good getting up a pretty good contain here. Even could probably put down some Spider-Mines if he wanted to. But the Wraith is out, though, and he doesn't have any Goliath out, so this could do some damage. But he doesn't have Cloak, so he wants to be very careful. Wraiths are expensive units, and they're kind of fragile. No armor on either of them, but we'll be able to, poke out this barrel, could potentially push it back. Second Wraith is coming out. Now, I guess I shouldn't say this because I've seen one like pro TVT before. Where it ended up being, it was like Mech Wraith. So I think Wraith is just standard in TVT. It's just that I haven't seen it. So again, I'm sorry if I'm trying to speculate over something that's not true. But that idea isn't bad, what I said. If you want to go early Wraith and then force out an overreaction by your opponent, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. That's just trying to be sneaky and being awesome, which he might have been trying to do. But I guess standard play is going to be Wraith. So maybe my analytical skills are getting slightly better. I hope it is, because I know I've had like 2 of my buddies have told me like, yeah, you're really good. You know, like you're like a good caster and everyone likes you. But it's just like, you know, try to work on your analytical skills. So I'm trying that a little bit more. But as you can see, I'm not like the best. So I'm still have to figure out through casting and stuff, you know. But, you know, I've acknowledged the fact, like, well, I could be wrong sometimes, so whatever. But I just thought maybe you guys like some of the analytical aspect to me, also being super enthusiastic while yelling at my computer screen for no apparent reason. But it looks like he's actually being pushed back here. It's kind of interesting because TVT is all about positioning here. So we're gonna be seeing where the tanks are placed. That's kind of what's key here. You know, because now he'll have to run into a couple siege tanks to go up here. So now it's really about the strategic positioning on here, and it's kind of interesting on this map because I think it's a really cool demonstration of TVT on this map because there's so many ramps, there's so many ways to get around this map. You're gonna be seeing a lot of positional things right here. So you're gonna have to figure out, okay, where is the person gonna put their tanks, etc. Because now he has to put his units in like 2 different control groups while he's putting all of them in one. So it kind of depends. Finally, Lightning's going to be taking his own 3rd. Sorry, this was a 3rd, not a 4th. But not utilizing his 3rd yet. So he does have his 3rd up a little bit faster than he will, just starting his own 3rd. So, but not utilizing it yet. Oversaturated, or it looks oversaturation on the main right now. Still production, which is kind of interesting to me. I don't know. He's not. Oh, there goes the contact station. Scanning to make sure he's not taking any hidden expands. And, that's another issue with that TVT is that with the amount of scans that will just go off in a general game, because you're not going to be seeing a lot of cloaked stuff anyway, because you're going to be having a lot of science vessels out, probably. I could be wrong with that, but you're going to have so many comsat stations out, because all you're basically, what are you going to put on? A nuclear silo? I mean, come on. When are you going to see that? But, transferring finally SAVs, but he should be, due to the spider mine, he should be able to, and then goes the pause, and the amount of scans that will go off in a game is going to be super high. So taking these hidden expands is just risky, because then you'd be like, okay, he's just scanned, so great, now he's going to be sending over a whole bunch of wraiths, or whatever, what have you, to that base now. So, it's going to be all kind of come down to strategic positioning, again. When you want to take your expand, when you're going to be able to, overextend yourself, when you're going to be playing risky, when you're going to be playing safe. Which is pretty interesting. You know, when would you naturally put missile turrets in, like, the middle of the map? You wouldn't. Oh, there's engagement happening over here. Running into a siege line. But they're on siege, though. That's going to be crucial. Now, Crystal's going to be going in here, but Vultures are going in here, doing some damage there, but I'm surprised he actually pulled back there. I thought he could have done a lot more damage, but looks like he's going to be pushing back here, but he does have quite a few Goliath tanks and Vultures back here. Pretty big mech army. Looks like he's even swinging down a whole bunch of more Vultures over here. The one thing that's really pesky from a casting standpoint for TVT is the sheer amount of spider mines. The army looks like 10 times bigger than it actually is. So Crystal is going to be at 107 supply compared to 141 to Lightning. So Lightning's actually ahead, surprisingly, even though his third isn't even operational. So Crystal could probably be making some more factories and production facilities, which he's doing right now. But I don't think Lightning, Crystal's in a super bad position. He just doesn't have the map control right now. I think he's on the back foot right now, but I don't think he can't win this game outright right here. The reason why he's behind in supply right now, well, first off, he's not getting upgrades. No, neither player's getting upgrades. But he went for a later expand. So Taking a risky third, though. Will he be able to detect that, though? That'd be interesting. He did a risky third. Oh, he's double expanding. You take a risky third. Oh, he's gonna be able to get. He's gonna have a mining time with these SCVs here, and that's gonna put him back kind of severely here. But which means he by the time they were at 2 bases, he had 5 factories. He had a StaR port instead. So he was going more Wraith. So he had a different build. So that's gonna put him. He's gonna put him back behind the supply. But again, in TBT, it's about positioning. You can't run in. It doesn't matter if you have 40 tanks versus 20 tanks. If you run into 20 tank siege line, you're dead. So it doesn't even matter. So you can get away with that depending on how you know the game, what you know what your opponent's doing. So yes, maybe you might know the smartest move because he's not really utilizing that StaR port right now. I'm not really seeing a heavy Wraith count right now. 141 supply to 175. Again, I mean it's been. He even has his own Wraith now. Lightning has his own Wraith now. But, you know, I don't think maybe that StaR port wasn't the greatest idea just because he's not utilizing up to the point that he wanted it to. Now there's missile turrets everywhere, which pretty much counter a Wraith just generally because they do nothing. Because, I was getting back into Brood War the other day. Okay, but before I say anything, but, the engagement happening in the center of the map. Will he be able to break through this? I'm interested if he can. A lot of vultures and etc. are going to be coming up here, but vultures versus tank doesn't do too much damage. Both are going to be sieging up here. Going to be looks like Crystal's doing some damage here, but it looks like lightning might even come up on top here just on the vultures. And it looks like he's going to be able to just you know bombard his way through this, and that will kind of definitely put Crystal back here because now he's going to have to rebuild that mech army and. Again, just like in TVP, mech army takes a while. Even Spider-Man going off and going against his disadvantage there, I think. And yeah, but Wraith are here to clean up this last Wraith, and that should fall fairly quickly. But yeah, so Crystal's really definitely behind here. Even Wraith, oh, he's even going to be denying this expand. And I think he's definitely on the back foot right here. I think just from that engagement, I think this might be GG here. I'll be interested. He might be able to pull a victory, but I mean, now at this point. You know, Lightning is going to be off of 1, 2, okay, I'm doing this for them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bases. So, versus, you know, 1 and 2, and I think his main might be almost like, yeah, he's only off of 6 mineral patches. He's not really producing much right now. Well, no, he's producing a lot, but, getting his upgrades. I just don't think he's going to be, I think as long as he's going to be, Lightning's going to have his map control, he should be just fine. But with that Wraith, what I was saying earlier is that Wraith maybe my speculation again is completely what I'm starting to realize is completely off. But what I'm noticing here is that the Wraith don't even do much just because you're getting up so many missile turrets. Like for example, I was doing mass Wraith on a D rank game just for fun, for just fun, you know, just trolling I guess. I don't even know. And also, it's kind of funny because everyone joins an admin game whenever you make one, but because I suck anyway, so they're like, "Why this guy sucks?" And I'm like, "Okay, yeah, but whatever. I'm an admin. I'm player still." Yeah, it was against a Protoss, but I had I think a dozen Wraith, and looks like he's gonna be going for a flank here. Might be able to do some damage here, but especially since he's gonna be on the high ground, this could do some damage. Oh, and he's going to have to rest a spot, too. Oh, this is going to be really bad. He's going to have some air control here. He doesn't have scans now. Oh, he's going to be in such a good position here. But going that early Wraith just seems useless to me because it took, 12 Wraith to, 3-shot a cannon, which have, the same HP as a turret, but turrets can be repaired. So they're even better. And I think they even have a higher... firing rate too and do more damage, I think in general, but I could be wrong with that. So the Wraiths just don't really do good for harassing units generally unless it's super early game. So I guess I kind of just proved my point wrong. Again, so the one concerning fact I'm seeing okay, there goes the scanner. Okay, I'm starting to realize from Crystal here is that he's not harassing, and I think that might have set him back just generally because, like I was saying, the scans will tell you when the bases are coming in. Oh, but Vulture S is going in here. He did get good harass going down here before, but I just don't think he's really being super active enough with his units. He has to be, you know, TVT is an interesting game. I think it's my second favorite mirror matchup, and then ZVZ is probably my least favorite. But all mirror matchups are pretty entertaining. A lot of stuff does happen among it, and it just makes it interesting because like what unit counters what. But you know, these cloaked Wraith are actually being pretty pesky right now. Wraith, the cloak will finally finish on them though, or deplete out of energy there, so he's able to get a couple kills there. But it looks like Crystal's gonna be trying to push out here. And I'm trying to wonder. It's 151 supply to 99, so definitely Lightning still ahead. But where's his army? I'm just trying to figure out. A lot of vultures, not a lot of tanks though. But will he be able to push out here? He does have about 4 tanks, and the Wraith are still being pretty pesky. Target firing the tanks, just you know softening them up. But definitely Wraith vultures are coming up. What's to attack? 2-1 upgrades. So actually. Crystals has better upgrades, but he's just coming in here with a whole bunch of Goliath and tanks here. Goliath tanks and vultures, just a couple tanks in the mix. And yeah, finally Crystal's army is just kind of dying here. Like, oh, there's a whole bunch more tanks. I'm surprised they didn't push out with these earlier. That could have changed that battle drastically. And wow, will he be able to break this though? I'll be interested. There are tanks that are going to be able to shell away, but he looks like I don't care anymore. I'm just going to go in with like unsieged tanks. I'm going to be able to A-move. But yeah, there's probably enough to deal with this. Goliath 10 actually doing pretty fairly efficient against these tanks here. Stopping them, doing a lot of damage there, even with the +1 armor on them. I believe they already have +1 armor. There's a GG by Crystal, and yeah, lost the game. That means finally we actually have a win for Ace here, so that tie is looking more likely as it is. Because I was saying StaR Maknaes is looking pretty strong team, but you know, that TVT was pretty interesting. It wasn't even that long, actually, for a TVT. Generally, it wasn't that long. Most TVTs go on for like 45 minutes sometimes. But for the F-Tog of the game for Crystal. Now, again, I'm not the best TVT. I think I'm better at, you know, TVP or ZVP. But anyway, so I think what hurt you, just like I was hinting at before, I was talking about, is the lack of harass just wasn't good enough. Either A, you need to take more expands in response to his risky expands, or B, you need to deny those expands. That is either in the form of drop, Wraith harass, however the way you want to do it, that could be an option. The other thing is that decision to, instead of putting down 2 more factories when your opponent, when Lightning was going for that, you put down a starport, which I think was an interesting move. And I just think in TVT, just generally ladder, you know, metagame, that it's not going to do much because you're going to be putting down all these missile turrets everywhere. Beside the point, I think that's not going to help you because that Wraith harass trying to force that out in general. I'm not sure getting early Wraith is really beneficial, but you can go for it anyway, and I commend you for that. And I think if you can make that really work for you, I say go for it. But make your own unique build, and I say go for it if you're going to go for it. But I think either one of those two things maybe set you back, or all of them may have just set you back a little bit, and that ultimately made you lose the game. Because what happened ultimately is that you were pretty much paired with Lightning up to the point where you made that decision. Then what happened? He was at a higher supply lead because you had to wait for the starport to finish, and then you waited for the control tower to finish as well. Now again, keep in mind you're still making your mech units as well, but he's building 5 mech units, and then you're still waiting for the starport to finish. I think he even may have invested in cloak as well before it was even necessary. I could be wrong about that. See, you kind of put yourself. You at a gradual. If you look at a graph for like the growth of your supply, you're like congruent to him up to the point where that decision happened. Then you went down. Then you went down. You plateaued for a while, and then you went back up, and then you went up higher. But he was able to have a higher gradual, you know, supply count than you, and I think that's what hurt you in the longer run of the game. So that's what I recommend, either doing one of those two things. Either A, aggressively take more expands, B, deny those expands, or one of those two. I think they're the same thing. But, or, you know, make a better decision on what happened. Now, of course, I don't know what the player cam of this game was, and I don't know what you're thinking. I can't. Each player is going to have a different mindset to the game. So you may have thought he was going something completely different or something. But I think the more you play StarCraft, the more you're going to be able to come with better decision making. I think that's kind of what the pros kind of do now, is where they just know the game so well. They're like, okay, I saw this probe at this timing, so that probably means he's going to be doing it. You'll start to see that more, I think. maybe not that high level, but, you know, like, something along those lines of where you're going to be like, okay, what's he going? What should I do in response to that? Should I do the same thing? You know, or practice TVT more. I mean, maybe it's your worst match. I don't know. But that was the TVT. That was pretty epically awesome, I have to say. Ace did come up in the win with that, which I'm pretty happy about, and hopefully I seem to be, for the past 4 casts now, or this cast in the last 3 classic casts, excuse me, I've been ranting about randoms or like the game itself for quite some time. So I'm gonna go and use that energy for game number 5 between FJS's Fabiano, which is gonna be versus which is gonna be a Protoss versus Gigan versus gonna be the Terran. So if you guys didn't realize, if you're watching this whole series, the map will be match point. So this will actually be a kind of like a grudge match kind of thing. I mean, they're substituting for other players, but they're playing the same. They're playing the same thing, and I'll be interested what happens if Fabiano's going to be able to take a win there, and maybe there might be some BM going there or rivalry going there. But hey, that was fun, and I'm just giving you a little hinting. I'll talk about it more in the next cast. So thanks for watching, guys, and peace. ICC Cup Fits is out of your hair, out of your ear, because I'm yelling and I'm screaming and I'm all over the place. And bye, guys.